What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video on high altitude investing. In today's video, we are going to be talking about whether Bitcoin is dead or not. You guys, I have a lot of people asking me that question, and since I started this channel, I have been asked that question many times. So I will be addressing that question in today's video. So you're going to want to make sure you stay clear till the very end so you guys can see my perspective on what's going on in the Bitcoin markets. Also, you guys, just like that last week, this week I am giving away 1 year VIP to 3 lucky winners inside of my Discord. So all you got to do is click in the description below and join my completely free Discord, and then direct message me pick one of your favorite altcoin setups. And if it looks really bullish, you guys, I will go ahead and pick you as a winner. I'm only picking 3. But I'll pick you as a winner and you get 1 year VIP completely free. I just really want to help you guys make some money in these markets, and I wanted a way that the free viewers can get in, even if they don't have a lot to start with. And so that's why I went ahead and did this. So yeah, you guys, it's going to be a very awesome video. Make sure you stay clear to the very end. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and let's get straight into it. So is Bitcoin dead, you guys? Man, that is a question I have been asked many times since I started this whole cryptocurrency journey. You guys, if you don't know, I bought my first Bitcoin in 2015. I started getting into trading a little bit in 2016, and that was a lot of fun. My little brother told me about Bitcoin in 2015, or somewhere around there. Might have been 2014, but I bought my first Bitcoin in 2015, and I started trading in 2016. And it was a lot of fun. It was exciting. There was only like Poloniex, a few exchanges. So I've seen a lot of market movement. I've seen a lot of patterns. I've seen a lot of human psychology play out, and I've seen people scream Bitcoin is dead hundreds of times. I've seen people say that China was going to ban it forever. Multiple times. I've seen people say that Russia was going to ban it. I've seen all of these different things happen, and guess what? Bitcoin stays true to the game, you guys. Bitcoin is a revolutionary technology. So I will be addressing some of the fear today inside of the market. So if we go over to my Twitter and we scroll up here, I want to show you guys this because it's very important. This is called the Fear and Greed Index on Bitcoin. Warren Buffett says, be greedy when others are fearful and fearful when others are greedy. We are at 11 on the Fear and Greed Index, which means we are in extreme fear on Bitcoin right now. If I was to pull my Twitter like I did last week, the majority of people were bearish, like 60-something% were bearish. If I was to pull it this week, I would bet it would be closer to 70%. In fact, maybe I will later today just for fun, just to see. But an 11 on the extreme fear, we have not seen this since the coronavirus panic in 2020, which, by the way, that panic led to some of the largest growth we have seen in the cryptocurrency space since 2017. So if you were only been focusing on the panic that happened when the prices dropped really hard during coronavirus and everybody was panicking, then yeah, you would have lost money because you would have sold the dip. But if you go back and watch my videos, I was very bullish during the coronavirus panic because of this exact same psychology that occurs in the market. Something else I want to show you guys is what capitulation events look like. So we have Bitcoin on the bottom here on Bitfinex on the 4-day. And the reason I'm showing you the Bitfinex chart is because the Bitfinex was one of the largest trading exchanges at the time that this happened, and it actually made a lower low when Bitcoin bottomed in 2015. It went all the way down to like $150, where on some other exchanges it didn't make a lower low right here. So this is very important to understand because this is the same human psychology going on. We have a capitulation candle over here That's the first beginning of capitulation. Then we get depression right here. And then what we get is a secondary capitulation event, or also what's called a Wyckoff spring. It's the final leg down inside of an accumulation pattern. So accumulation means that big money or banks are buying down here. Distribution means big money or banks are selling, right? So you always want to be buying where the banks are buying and selling where the banks are selling. And when I say banks, that's just, honestly, it's not only banks, it's anybody that has enough capital to move the markets, anybody that is a market maker. So if you can find out where they're buying and you can find out where they're selling, then you can position yourself to profit the same percentages as those big institutions. So what happens here is the institutions create what's called a spring. And that spring gets all of the retail money, it liquidates all of their early long positions, it takes their stop losses completely out, and it really drives the market out. It drives all of that new money out. But the big money and the smart money and the banks, they end up buying this down here. So this is exactly what happened to Bitcoin when I first got into it. So when I see people saying, oh, Bitcoin is dead, this is really just another instance of a story I have seen many, many times in these markets. So do I think Bitcoin is dead? No. Absolutely not, you guys. Extreme fear, everybody panic selling as we land onto, by the way, major support. I'm zoomed in here, but we have a bunch of support in this area, massive support in this area. No, I do not think Bitcoin is dead. I don't think it's dead in the slightest. In fact, I am very, very bullish on Bitcoin. And even though it's kind of against the rules to call bottoms on markets, I am going to go ahead in this video, go out on a limb and call that this is the bottom for the Bitcoin markets. So you guys, I'm very, very excited about these markets. Do not let the fear, the FUD get you for 1 second. That is exactly how they get you to sell all of your Bitcoin at the prime entry opportunity, at the best possible entries. Could I be wrong? Can it go lower? Anything can happen inside of these markets, you guys. Anything can happen. Will I bet on that? Absolutely not. I trade these markets based on human psychology because these patterns repeat. I mean, look how similar these are. Right down to the ABC up that occurred at this point, right after we get that capitulation candle with that huge wick on the bottom. Right down to this capitulation event right here. And then of course the secondary capitulation event that we're currently experiencing. This is a spitting image of the same human psychology, and that is what I play my money on. And that is what has made me successful, my good friends successful, and pretty much anybody that I've taught this to has been successful in these markets. It does take willpower though. It does take strength, and you have to be able to go against the crowd. It's like if you're at a party and everybody's doing something that they shouldn't be, but you have the willpower to not do that thing. That is the person I want you guys to be inside of these markets. Stand for truth. Do the thing that is hard. Do the thing that the majority of people will not do, and be glad that it's not easy for everybody to learn this stuff, because it will set you apart from the rest, and people will notice it, and they'll come to you for questions, and they'll probably mock you and they'll make fun of you for a while. But when everything turns around and everything starts playing out exactly as you suspected, they do come back and they say, oh, wow, maybe I should have listened to you. So you guys, Bitcoin looks amazing from a pattern perspective. I will be posting some more in-depth stuff inside of my VIP about the Elliott wave count and stuff this week. So if you're a VIP, be watching for that. Is this market dead? No. Are stocks dead? Let me address that, because that is one of the number one things people are saying, oh, Bitcoin is going to crash because of stocks, right? Stocks are dead. Bitcoin's dead now too. The Bible says that there's nothing new under the sun. So why do I use the same human psychology? Why do I use these fractals? How come it gives me so much confidence? There is no new thing under the sun. Human psychology repeats over and over again. This is the Dow Jones leading up to the Great Depression. We had a first sell-off pattern down here. We started to go parabolic, and we had a correction. It's called a midway cool-off. The Dow Jones today is doing that same type of corrective pattern. Everybody would have sold their Dow Jones. It broke an all-time high. It started to sell off. It looked like a bearish engulfing candlestick, right? That would have been a sell signal according to candlestick patterns, but not according to human psychology and not according to market cycle analysis. And you can see that we had another 8 years, 5 to 8 years of extremely steady vertical movement before 1929, which led to an 80% correction in the Dow Jones, which was the Great Depression, which, by the way, took 9,000 days to recover. Took us 9,000 days to recover from the last Great Depression. So look at the Dow Jones today. We have the same first sell-off pattern. We've got the same beginning of an uptrend. We get the same bearish engulfing candlestick right here. From a candlestick perspective, everybody's going to be saying bearish. You know, there's a lot of traders. The news is really bearish on stocks. Everybody's really bearish, right? 80 to 90% of the money market loses money. But you know what the big banks know? The big banks know that we still have that same blow off top, that same parabolic movement before a real Great Depression has to occur. If you want to drop 80 to 90% in the world markets, you have to get overvalued first. And a 100-year bull market doesn't get overvalued overnight. It takes 100 years. And if there's nothing new under the sun, 1929 and 2029 are going to be some pretty important points to be aware of and to be watching. So am I bearish on stocks? No. Let's take a look at Apple Computers for a second. Apple Computers is landing onto a bullish channel, which has proven to be very, very strong support for a long time. What's the number one rule of trading? Buy support, sell resistance. That is the very first thing. If you go by, technical analysis of the financial markets or any of the Elliott Wave theory principle, any of the top books that will teach you about trading, the very first thing that they show you how to do, the first thing you learn, chapter 1, is to buy support and sell resistance, not the other way around. You don't sell support and buy resistance. What is Bitcoin doing on the big picture? Testing support. What is everybody doing? New money is selling because 80 to 90% of the market loses money. What are the banks doing? What are the people that understand human psychology doing? They're buying the fear, and they're happily buying that fear. In fact, they're buying it without hesitation. And every day that another candle goes a little bit lower, they're like, I just got a cheaper entry. That is the psychology of somebody that walks away from these markets becoming a millionaire or more. It comes with persistence, and it comes with abiding by the rules of trading. You can't just be tossed around by your own opinions or your own ideas. You have to abide by rules. And so in order to do that, you must learn those rules. So Bitcoin is not dead, you guys. I hold very true to my public target on this channel of 100K. If you're my VIPs, you even know that I have a target that's higher than that for where I expect it to go before the end of this market cycle. But publicly, I'm holding true to my $100,000 per Bitcoin target. That looks very good, you guys. So let's go ahead and check out Tron a little bit here. First, we're going to be looking at XRP and Tron. The reason I want to show you this is because a lot of people are panic selling their XRP right now. Tron did an ABCDE triangle. XRP did an ABCDE triangle. Most everybody would have sold their Tron on wave E at about 5 cents, but guess what? It broke out recently, coming back to test support, and is going to see continuation here as we break out of this triangle. XRP is the same story, you guys. XRP looks exactly like Tron. The only difference is it hasn't broken out yet, so it's on wave E, right? Where everybody would have panic sold too early on Tron at 5 cents. They're doing the same thing with XRP right now as we speak. Now, the other thing I want to show you about Tron, this is just amazing. This is going to teach you a lot about human psychology, you guys. So if we look at Tron, and then we take a look at the NASDAQ, and we look at what happened during the internet bubble, you guys will start to see something here that's very, very interesting. Like I said, these markets are based on human psychology, so the same patterns repeat. People panic sell at the same psychologically painful points, and they panic buy or they FOMO buy too high at the same psychological points. So let's take a look here. This is the NASDAQ. During the internet bubble, we had this huge run up here. Huge expansion, then a crash, then what do? We get a double bottom, and the market starts to break out. Once it breaks out, it sees a little sell-off right here, but after that sell-off, the NASDAQ saw a massive recovery that we're still in. That bull market, by the way, as a result of that recovery, and the NASDAQ hasn't hit its extensions yet. People are panic selling inside of a bull flag here, but it's not even done yet. So let's go ahead and take a look at Tron here on the top. Tron did the same thing, you guys. We get its first market cycle. It comes down to major support. We get a double bottom pattern, and it's starting to break out of that. And look, starts to form an uptrend, and it starts to come back down a little bit onto support, just like the IXIC did, just like the NASDAQ did right here, before continuing on its bull trend. And by the way, we have altcoin after altcoin after altcoin, which is in a perfect buy zone. So, and also, you guys, if you go watch one of my previous videos, I was talking about alt season starting. And every single time alt season starts, Bitcoin loses dominance. It shows weakness. Altcoins are showing strength. They're forming strong bottoms. Bitcoin's going to see continuation. It's going to go up with the altcoin markets. But this is exactly what happened in the last cycle before we went into altcoin season, is Bitcoin started showing extreme weakness. And that's because all the big players are starting to put their Bitcoin into altcoins because altcoins are going to give them a higher percentage gain. That doesn't mean they still won't hold Bitcoin, and that doesn't mean Bitcoin won't rise with altcoins. It just means as we transition into altcoin season, Bitcoin is showing that typical weakness that it has every single cycle. So you guys, is Bitcoin dead? No. Is Tron going to see a massive uptrend? I think yes. Is this financial advice? No. Is this my trading journal? Absolutely yes. Have I been extremely accurate in the big picture? Absolutely yes. Am I excited about these markets? Yes. In fact, I woke up today probably the most I'd been excited in years. That is what the type of liberation, understanding the tools that you need to know to successfully trade these markets. While everybody else is getting thrown around by their emotions, you're waking up excited to be alive. And that just comes from having the wisdom and the knowledge that comes with years of doing this, but also just having the right tools. So if you want the right tools and if you want a really, really good mentor to learn this stuff, this is the last chance that I am running my mastermind program. You guys, this is the last chance. This is the last very, very good opportunity to get in. Because once these markets really start to take off and we go parabolic here, Bitcoin's going to go to 100K before you know it. These altcoins are going to recover before you know it. And you're going to have missed the best opportunity to buy. But right now, the 45 times are here. In fact, some of the setups I was looking at that were 45 times are now closer to 65 times to their first targets, just as a result of people panic selling their investments onto the best psychological entries possible. So if you're interested in the mastermind program, apply below. It's just a simple Google form, and you can get on the phone with me. I'll hop on the phone with you, and I would love to tell you a little bit about what that program entails. It's $4,999. However, if you're a lifetime member or a VIP member, I do give that to you for 50% off, so you could get in today for only $2,499. And that includes the 10 times portfolio, where we turn a portfolio up 10 times in its investments, which is very fun to watch, you guys. But it comes with the knowledge, it comes with the tools. You have to understand the knowledge and the tools, because otherwise you're going to be that 80 to 90% selling right where you should be buying. So if that's something you're interested in, apply below for the mastermind program. You guys, it will absolutely change your life. Seriously. It's definitely the place to learn this stuff. You will not get any more personalized education than inside of that program. So, very excited, you guys, about Apple. This isn't the only stock I'm looking at, by the way. There's a lot of undervalued stocks. I'm excited about the Dow Jones, and I'm excited about the crypto markets, you guys. No, they are not dead. So stay tuned for future videos throughout the week. As things continue to progress in these markets, stay tuned for updates. If I'm dead wrong, I'll show you guys what I think is going to happen from there. But don't be shocked if I'm right. All right? And also, please, please, do not be the majority of people that panic sell at the point of extreme fear, which is actually opportunity in these markets. These markets are designed to completely obliterate anybody that does not have emotional composure. That's how they're designed. So don't be that person. Keep your emotional composure, stand firm, and you will be rewarded. The other thing Warren Buffett says is the stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. People are getting impatient. They're trying to short on support. They're trying to sell all their coins, expecting a 50% drop as we're landing on a major support with everything. They're getting impatient. So don't be that guy. Keep your emotional composure, and I'll see you guys in those future videos. As always, stay profitable out there.